Hey, what's up, Jeffrey?
Nothing. How are you doing, man?
I'm doing a lot better, man. A lot better. Um, Medicine I'm taking, my face still feels like it's gonna freaking pop out right through here. But I've been putting ice on my face and taking antibiotics, some strong antibiotics, and some painkillers. So yeah, I got like this uh, like bacteria, uh, like a nasal infection, a bacteria infection or something, but it's like behind my face right here.
Mm.
Yeah, I don't know what the heck. It was crazy, man. It was killing me really bad for like days, man. But man, and it was killing me. I'm glad I'm getting better because I'm supposed to be going back to work tomorrow. So I got like a doctor's note and all that stuff. Um, what's been going on your end, Jeffrey?
Nothing really interesting right now. Just, just almost getting done with my almost done with the writing process with my project Justice League Pandora's Box.
Oh yeah, I've been hearing a lot about that from you and seeing a lot of posts.
Yeah, so yeah, it's almost done now. So. And I think I think everyone's gonna like it when it comes out.
Well, that's good, man. That's good. That's good to hear. And like I said, man, whenever you get close to finishing and you want to share any of that on this channel, we'll go over that, man, and we'll go through that because I find it pretty interesting, man. I want to see what you created. um, so, as you all know, the Matrix 4 first official trailer has dropped today. I went over it. I did a quick initial live reaction to it on this channel. And I've been waiting a long time. I was a big fan of the Matrix movies back when they came out. And it's been a long time.
I was literally born into the Matrix movies because I was actually born in 1999 when the first one came out.
Nice. Yeah, I think I was like 8 or 9 when the first one came out. But it was I didn't watch it until I was probably I don't think I seen the first one until I was like 13 or 14. Like a couple years after it came out. Like a couple years after it came out. But it was awesome though. And then the second one was Reloaded, wasn't it?
Yep.
And then then there was the third one, which was a long one, that one was pretty badass. There was so much happening in the third movie though. Like that's a movie you have to like watch over and over to pick up on everything because it a lot of shit goes down in the third final movie.
Yeah.
Some of it I don't even remember clearly the details of certain things and how they took place in the third one. And but yeah, the fourth one. So now we're here, and we got the Matrix 4. How many years has it been since the third one came out, Jeffrey?
Almost 10 years now. I think Matrix Revolutions came out in 2003 or 2006. So yeah, almost 10 years since the last one.
Yeah, and yeah, I mean, yeah, it's been, I don't know. I think it was like 2004, actually, Jeffrey. I'm not sure. Or no. Yeah, the Matrix, no. The Matrix Reloaded came out in 03. So, let's see. The Matrix 2, the Matrix Reloaded came out in 2003. So, Evolutions. Let's see. So what we got here? I don't know. It says Revolution, so it must have came out in like 04. And it came out like the following year. So I think it was like summer of 03, The Matrix 2 came out, and then summer of 04, The Matrix 3 came out. Like they filmed it as one giant thing and they split it in half, I believe, and they aired it like summer to summer, the 2 and 3. I think initially when it aired. But yeah, so But yeah, you seen the trailer and everything, right? What'd you think about it, man?
Really, I think with I think really kind of like I said, I think this trailer really did kind of confirm a theory that I've been thinking about like for about 5 years now. And really, I think that theory was that the Matrix is basically like a infinite loop of destruction and war, kind of like a video game esque. Because just with how because I was thinking about it, like why with that last conversation about how about the Oracle and the architect of the Matrix, they were talking about, oh, this piece won't last forever. It'll last as long as it needs to. And I was like, okay, where is this going? Because it's like they were saying that, oh, we've been doing this 7 times now. So really, my thing is, I think the Matrix won't really be. Really, I think the truth about the Matrix is that the human side, the real world side, quote unquote, and the actual Matrix world are like two sides of the same coin, where it's kind of like a game of which side will win, and then once one side wins, the Matrix just reboots itself.
Oh wow, yeah, that's a hell of a theory right there. Yeah, that very well could be true. And I don't know why I'm trying to get Dr. Fate's. For some reason, when I'm clicking on his comment, it's not showing up. Do you see it?
Yeah.
Is it coming up over the screen?
No.
Yeah, when I'm clicking on it, it just makes our names go away. But anyway, it's glitching again. This thing's crazy. He said, "Why is Morpheus dark as fuck?" Oh my god.
Really?
Dr. Fate. So yeah, that's something I wanted to talk about. Everybody knows the Matrix has got Keanu Reeves. Keanu Reeves is the man. He's the main character. He plays Neo. If you don't know about the Matrix, all you got to do is do a quick Google search, and you'll get caught up in like a second. Most people have at least seen one of the movies at some point in their life. It was very popular back in the day. It really, in my opinion, it really put Keanu Reeves on as a A-lister in Hollywood when the first movie came out in '99. Yeah, so the one thing that has been sticking out though the most from the trailers, and it was in the the press and all that before the trailers were released, they said that Lawrence Fishburne wouldn't be reprising his role in this movie. They didn't say why, and I find that very strange because Lawrence Fishburne was asked about this in an interview, and he said I'm not exactly sure about why I'm not in this movie. He said, but I'm not going to answer that. You have to ask the director, pretty much. And so anyway, so at first I thought, well, when I seen it, there's clearly a Morpheus in the movie.
Yep.
And I thought to myself, well, what the hell, man? Did they really? That's the only thing that would bother me is like, why ain't Lawrence Fishburne playing Morpheus? That role put him on as well as an actor.
Yeah.
In Hollywood back in the day, and he's more than eager to play the role. So, and there's no bad blood between the cast and crew and Lawrence Fishburne, and he's more than willing. So what the hell? So I watched it again, and then I talked to Jeffrey, and then I thought, wait a minute, this looks like a younger version. This looks like a younger Morpheus. But then it confused me because I'm like, Neo definitely looks older.
I think I can answer that. I think I can
but
answer
Morpheus looks younger.
Yeah.
So what do you think about that, Jeffrey? What the hell is going on in this trailer and in this movie, possibly?
Well, I think what this is really this kind of goes away from the trailer because if you I don't know if you know this, but there's a website called whatisthematrix.com that
Yep.
that WB did, and did you click on both? And I remember watching both of the two teaser clips when you click on both pills. And what I found interesting was that you you kind of heard two different voices at the beginning, where one was lighter and one was more like, and where one was a lot more deeper, like Lawrence Fishburne's voice, and the other one was a lot more lighter, like Yaya's voice, the one that's in the trailer. So really, my thing is maybe we're going to see two different timelines, kind of like two, kind of like the two different timelines in the Matrix verse, like two different storylines in the Matrix, but then they're gonna converge into one. So that might be a thing. Okay. So, Chad, what do you think about that?
All right. Sorry about that, Jeffrey.
Yeah.
I had a phone call I had to take. Anyway, yeah, I believe that that I heard most of what you said, and that's a hell of a theory, though, man. You know, like, could there be like a mix up of like two different timelines, or the Matrix has rebooted itself, and there's something going on where there's like a time lap or a time loop lapse when it comes to Morpheus? Like,
Yeah.
is the original Morpheus going back to where he was alive, or did they have to resurrect him?
Yeah, because that's also the thing too. Because I also heard I heard someone on Twitter, like, no one really knows about this except for a few people, because there was someone that actually posted a tweet saying that the same actor that played as Agent Smith is going to be in this movie. So maybe Smith came back somehow, and that kind of adds to the time loop theory, because it's like because all of the Agent Smith clones died. Like, that's really officially confirmed in the third movie. Like, all of the Smith agents died in the last movie. So it's like, did the machines like resurrect them or something?
Right. And I got something that I want us all to check out. So here's an article, and this is by Polygon. Okay. Now hold on, let me see if I can bring this up. All right. Yeah, this is by Polygon. It says Morpheus isn't in the Matrix Resurrections, and 2005's The Matrix Online may explain why. Okay, so interesting, right?
Yep.
The first trailer for The Matrix Resurrections, the first new installment in the sci-fi action franchise in over 12 years, sent the internet buzzing like an angry swarm of killer sentinels. Keanu Reeves and Carrie Ann Moss return for the fourth sequel at as Neo and Trinity, respectively, along with the original trilogy supporting players. Blah 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 blah. Neil Patrick Harris is also in this movie. Everybody, if you didn't know that, if you didn't notice that in the trailer, but all of the new and old faces seen in the first look at the upcoming film, one iconic character is conspicuously absent: Lawrence Fishburne's Morpheus. Fishburne, responsible for playing Neo's stoic mirror shades and katana-touting mentor, wasn't returning for the fourth Matrix outing alongside Reeves and Moss. I am told not in the next Matrix movie, Fishburne told Collider in an interview. You'd have to ask Lana Wachowski why, because I don't have an answer for that. Which raises the question, where exactly is Morpheus in the Matrix Resurrections? And if he isn't in the film, why isn't he? The answer may in fact lie in the most unlikely of places, The Matrix Online, the now defunct MMO spin-off of the Matrix trilogy that was released back in 2005. And here is a thumbnail of that. When The Matrix Revolutions debuted in 2003, interviews suggested that the Wachowskis had no intent of releasing another installment in the series. Instead, the plan was to pass the reins over of the series storyline to the audience itself by the way of The Matrix Online. In the MMO, players assume the role of newly awakened Red Pill, who chooses from one of several factions formed between the humans and machines in the wake of the events of the third film. The game had players interact with several main characters from the film trilogy, including the Oracle, blah, 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 blah. Our films were never intended for a passive audience, said the Wachowskis in 2005. Interviewed with IGN, we wanted our audience to have to work, to have to think, to have to actually participate in order to enjoy them. The fact that the Matrix films are three of the most successful adult films in history suggests that there are people like us. Those are the people who thought about it, who worked at it, who ultimately we made the trilogy for, and it now makes perfect sense to us that they should inherit the storyline. In the events of The Matrix Online, which took place at the end of The Matrix Revolutions, Morpheus returned to the Matrix to consult the Oracle as to why, despite the apparent truce between the machines and humans, the machines had not yet returned Neo's remains to Zion. Morpheus, along with a number of players who chose to join his faction, set about trying to reconstruct Neo's residual self-image, his digitally generated avatar within the Matrix, as a way of hopefully resurrecting him. Frustrated by his failure to do so, Morpheus began demanding the machines to return Neo's body. With no other options, Morpheus then began detonating code bombs across the Matrix, compromising the integrity of the simulation as a whole as a way of forcing the machines to comply with his demands. After setting off one of the code bombs, Morpheus was ambushed by the assassin, a program created by the machines, and killed. Oh, so he was... Okay. He was... okay, damn. Some players at the time theorized that Morpheus might have faked his death and gone into hiding. But this theory remained unsolved at the time of Matrix Online's cancellation in 2009. Morpheus's absence in The Matrix Resurrections suggests that the new sequel is not only a continuation of the Wachowskis' original trilogy, but of all the transmedia storytelling that was happening at the time. According to the events of the official continuation of the Matrix saga, he would be dead when Resurrection picks back up with Neo. How likely is it that the events of a MMO that's been shut down for more than 12 years would have any chronological significance on the events of the forthcoming Matrix sequel? Well, that is about likely as there being a fourth Matrix film to begin with. It says, did Lana Wachowski pull a Yoko Taro near move and weave a now dead MMO into the broader mythology of the Matrix Resurrections? If so, she'll have to explain how the Matrix is still around despite everyone being crushed to death when the game went offline in 2009.
Like, yeah, because really now that I think about, like, yeah, like, because that's really the thing. Because, yeah, now that because now that it actually makes more sense with my theory, even more because like if the MMORPG is where everyone is dead, doesn't that mean that everyone is really kind of like resurrected since the everyone in the Matrix died in that MMORPG
Yeah,
or that MMO game?
yeah. I mean,
Like
I don't know.
it's the only thing that makes sense because the machines would be able to just boot it up again with just some changes. So so for the machines, it's probably no big deal.
Right. And another thing is too is that, that was written a little before this trailer came out. And Morpheus, I believe that's supposed to be Morpheus in the trailer, but it's not actually it's not Lawrence Fishburne playing him. So there is a chance that this storyline happened with Morpheus and it's canon. He went into hiding, or maybe he got damaged like the way that Neo did, his true body.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? And maybe like the only way he could preserve himself, they had to go back to like a time where he existed within the Matrix. And like he hasn't fully, revealed his self-image because it showed Neo in a mirror and it showed Neo like he was 90 years old. Like,
Yeah.
and then it on the other side of the mirror and then it flashed back. So there could definitely be something going on with time, future, present, and past in this movie going on at the same time. Maybe we'll get one where he'll look in the mirror and on the other side of the mirror, it's Lawrence Fishburne. You know what I mean? But it's just a cameo. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, like glitch and show like who he really is or something, maybe this is their way of bringing Lawrence Fishburne back and explaining why Neo doesn't have his memory.
Yeah,
and why he looked like he was 90 for a minute on the other side of that mirror. So that's very interesting. I don't know why. I'm going to stay there, Jeffrey. I'm going to leave and come back. For some reason, these comments are not letting me bring them up over the screen.
Okay.
So give me 1 minute. Hold on. How do I do this now?
Okay. So,
all right, let's see if it's working now.
the harvest boy. So yeah, like I guess then Tflame takes care of stuff right now. Really, but yeah, like really, I think what the Matrix really is kind of like a infinite loop where things that really won't change at all, but it's really just like constant and variables. And what I mean by that is like something is always different in the Matrix yet the same. Like for example, with how with Neo's hair, his hair is different, but his but his but his name, his personality, his being is really very similar. And same thing with Trinity, like she lost her memories and doesn't really remember much, and she does, but at the same time she's still Carrie Ann. And also and really, I'm really curious with what the White Rabbit character is going to be like with the person with the blue hair. I'm really curious what she's going to bring to the table, because maybe she knows the true meaning of the Matrix and what it's about. So that might be pretty cool to delve into that character, because I really am interested in what the White Rabbit is about in this movie. Okay. So yeah, like who? So yeah, like if Agent Smith is really so yeah, like any series from you guys. Okay, so nothing right now. But yeah, what really you try to really hard to drive this on my own, but yeah, like really, I really just like the Matrix movie. This trailer really got us everything and nothing at the same time. It shows Neo taking the blue pills all the time, but is but it's really not. But nothing seems to be working, and then he takes the red pill. So like my thing is like, what really is the main purpose of the blue pills? Because why would the Matrix really care about Neo to give him such a excessive amount of blue pills, especially with the therapist actually having blue glasses? Like that to me is really interesting. I don't really know how to end the live stream on my end. See, but yeah, I don't know how to end the stream on my end, dude. So this is a interesting situation here. But I guess I'll just leave. But I guess I'll just leave on this note and this saying that I really am that the most character I'm interested in is the White Rabbit character that no one is talking about, because the White Rabbit is the White Rabbit really like the key slash the first person in the Matrix? Because in the original Matrix movie, it was just a message saying follow the White Rabbit, and that's how Neo found Trinity. But now with the White Rabbit actually doing stuff, it really does seem like the White Rabbit character is really something more important than a lot of people realize. So yeah, I don't know how to end the live stream on my end. Hopefully Sean can figure that out. But yeah, I don't know. Like I said, don't know how to end it on my end. So if you just hear a whole bunch of music going on, that's sorry, that didn't end the stream. But you guys can just leave also, I guess. So yeah, I was actually hoping this got a little better. So yeah, hopefully Tflame can turn off the stream on his end. And so yeah, see, I hope this Matrix movie is gonna be great, and see you in the next, and see you guys in the next one. Peace.